welcome back. And today I bring you session number 4. So we've covered quite a few things so far together, and today's session is a practical one. So you remember in session 2 I talked about tracking your day-to-day spending. Really getting clear about where does your money go, because the only person who can do that for yourself is, well, you. So I hope you've taken action in that regard. But now today, I'm going to be inviting you to take it a bit further. And what I'm pointing you, or the direction I'm pointing you in is, when I say take it further, is to review your expenses. So what I mean by that is, when I say review your expenses, that means you need to tabulate for yourself your month-end expenses, your day-to-day expenses, your saving goals, and if you run a business, then perhaps your business expenses as well. And so the first step is to write these things down. Now again, if you need a template for this, you can go to my website, the link's below, and you can use the template. It's called the spending plan. So you want to have a plan for your money. So a spending plan is a very powerful or empowering way to talk about your money and giving your money direction, opposed to a budget, which for a lot of people can feel and sound limiting. Okay, so we want it to be expansive, we want it to be abundant. So this is your plan of action. But now, here's the next step. So the first step is to make a list. And the second step is to then review. So what I mean by review is this. When you go through your expenses, you may notice certain things that are a bit higher than you'd like them to be. And the few things I would identify that you must definitely check on would be things like insurances, short-term insurance particularly. See if you can get a reduction, see if you can get a better premium from a competitor. Cell phone contracts, bank charges, even a gym membership that you don't use that often anymore. These are things to keep track of. Now, those are just some of the main ones. There could be other little debit orders going through every month that you've maybe forgotten about, but they're just going through every month and you've lost track of how many have gone through over the last few years. Now's the time to do a cleanup. So take your time, identify where you can take action, who you need to call, what you need to do, and that would be for the month-end expenses. Then the day-to-day. Well, as a result of your tracking that you were starting a few days ago, you might have identified a bit more and have a bit more insight as to where your money goes on a day-to-day basis. So you may be shocked, you may be surprised by the amount that's being spent on a day-to-day basis. So again, review what your day-to-day expenses looks like. And when I say day-to-day, those are the things that happen more than once a month, like groceries or petrol or entertainment or buying gifts perhaps. Where is that money going? And are you happy with where it goes? So these are the questions to ask yourself, because it's only when you have this sort of clarity that you can then start to have a lot more peace of mind. And of course, following on from those expenses is an expense that I love. And you may not even be thinking of it as an expense, but it is an expense, and that is the expense of saving. Saving is actually your most important expense, believe it or not. So what are you saving? And what are your saving goals? So when you go through this expense exercise, and if you use the template, you can even set intentions for some saving goals. Because saving, as I said, is the most important expense, but it's also probably the most neglected expense. So have a look for yourself and see what action you can take to create more clarity for yourself as to where you can save money by reducing certain expenses. So it's quite a lot of action to take. So take your time over the next couple of days, but do the work, because in the end, you're doing it for you. And in the end, it's worth it. Because remember what I said to you in the very beginning of this series is that you hold the power and everything rests on what you do or on what you don't do. So it really does exist in choice. Moment by moment, you have a choice about what you're doing with your money and how you're managing it and the structures you're putting in place to contain your finances and to direct your finances and to achieve the goals that you desire. So that's my message for you today, and I hope you're clear on the homework. If you have any questions, you're welcome to pop them in the comments box below, and I will be getting back to you. So till then, or till the next video, let me say, till the next video, be proactive with your money. And thanks for watching.